It's honestly the hardest course we're going to have all year for sure.
Yeah, we've seen many, about at least 30 riders yesterday going to speak to the medics, which is a huge number, Aaron. We're just taking a look at the full course run. Where does the difficulty start? I think you're going to say at the top.
Yeah, in the first turn probably. I think the key section though is going to be this last half of the track today. It's so physical, the riders that are able to kind of have some energy at the bottom, keep that aggression up. I think that's where it's going to be won or lost. You definitely can't afford to give away time at the top, but it is so physical here that you're kind of just hanging on at the bottom, and you've got to keep making time down.
She comes out of the gnarliest section of track here. Eager to see how she comes to this mistake as she just tucks the front through a huge rock garden and route section. So easy to do. And that was all she wrote for Jess. That was one of her final practice runs for today. So that has taken out our #1 seed. Such an unfortunate circumstance for the young Kiwi. She had a great season last year, stepping up to the elite ranks in 2024. It was great to see her in the World Cup finals here. Look at the chattery braking bumps. She gets,
That's what I was talking about. If you go out, oh no.
Oh no, makes a mess of those fresh white pants in such a gnarly section here.
She's putting it together here. This is looking like a good run.
And she knows what it takes to be competitive here. In 2018, she was on the podium. And she knows the feeling as she gets down into the proper steep and deep at the bottom. She's 10 seconds up at split 3, so she's on a great run here today. We're talking about inches here, Aaron, aren't we? 1 inch further can mean the difference between 1 kilometre or 2 kilometres an hour faster. She's 12 seconds up at split 4. She's about to take a dominant lead into the hot seat. She comes down into the finish arena here over the step down, close to 12 metres off that step down jump. Look at the braking bump starting to develop there. Just what you need when your hands feel like you're about to explode.
Yeah, those aren't going to get any better, but what a run from her. She's extending all the way down the track, and I think that's what we're going to need to see today. What a run. Yeah, there's some big, flat, slippery rocks she's about to go across. Got to keep the tires squared up to them.
Oh, she just got a little bit out of sync, out of timing there, so she just come to a complete stop. So that was the first mistake. As you can see, just held up a bunch of time after that first split, so she could see her pants and visor were not dirty there, so she's obviously had a secondary mistake somewhere in the gnarliest part of the track. So hopefully she's okay. She has had a bit of a lie down, not scared one bit, and she will charge all the way to the line. The German national downhill champion.
She has to block out the last couple of weeks. This really needs to be kind of a championship level ride for her if she's going to stay in the fight for this overall. I was talking to her team manager Steve Pete yesterday, and he said she just put so much energy into that run in Leogang last week after the elbow injury that she doesn't have much left. Had another crash in qualifying yesterday, so it's things have not been going easy for Nina here,
but she slightly slid back a little bit. 4 seconds, 7 seconds back, 9 seconds back in some of the biggest, gnarliest sections. She does seem to be clean, so she has held it upright and will put together a clean run, it seems, here today. So she will be able to build from this confidence, knowing she did survive the gnarliest track we've seen in years. Nina Hoffman's good enough for second place.
Yeah, not the easiest weekend for Tani so far. I know she's just kind of fighting to find the flow here, the strength at the bottom part of this track, but Tani is a racer when it comes down to needing to put down a good performance when it counts. She's one of the absolute best, so I'm curious. Oh yeah, and she's doing it, up 5 seconds at the second split here.
She's doing it all right. She's put in a great top sector. She's 4.7 up at split 2. We're eagerly await split 3 time. Tani Seagrove has pieced this puzzle together fantastically so far. She finally gets a chance to rest right now before she attacks this lower section. She has dropped a little bit of time between sector 2 and sector 3. Is that some fatigue creeping in? Slight mistake there. It is so difficult to maintain speed through that bit, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. This is where the hands are pretty much done, and you got to be able to fight through it here. I'm curious to see how Tani manages this. I think she's been struggling a little bit at the bottom part of this track all weekend. Maybe with the fatigue, maybe she's dealing with a little injury or something not quite clicking, but she's definitely making the most of it here. Just got to stay aggressive, keep that intensity up.
And see her dad eagerly pacing and watching down the bottom. Team manager and Daddy O's hanging out, waiting for Tani to come across the line. She's 2.8 back. We cannot wait to see if she's made up some more time. She's 1 second up at the moment. I apologize. She's up 1 second at the moment, so she is slightly starting to fatigue potentially. She still has a 1 second lead right now. She's got one hand on that hot seat. She goes for the outside line to carry a bit of extra speed, maybe take a little bit of pressure off her arms and her hands, as she has a couple of sections to go into the arena through the Val Di Sole Pipo gap, through the breaking bumps. She's got 2 corners to go. She's got 1 second to play with. She needs to get on the pedals and get on the pedals hard as she sprints to the line. Will she claim the hot seat off Monica Hrasnik? Right now, Tani Seagrave to the line, and she goes fastest with a 4:31.4.
You can see down here in the trees, though, it's looking pretty good still.
It is looking pretty good. Anna has slightly slid back in the timesheet. She's 9 seconds back from Tani Seagrave to the upper section. She comes into the Oakley Rock Garden.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how she manages this. I talked to her in the finish yesterday. I said, how are we feeling? And you could definitely tell doing the back-to-back qualifier runs yesterday was really hard on the hands.
And she's making the most of it with the podium last weekend and now charging to the line. Will this be good enough to claim second place in the hot seat? Will she slide back down a little bit further? We're eager to wait and see. And Newkirk to the line. She comes across the line at 4:47. That's good enough for 6th place for the moment. In 2023, she was 4th place. What can she do today? She's already got 1 victory. Look at the fog rolling in. Oh, it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting real up there.
It's getting real. The French national champion is on track. What has she got for us? If anyone can take some time out of Tani, it's Marine. She's a bit off at the second split, but 3 seconds in this lower section.
Yeah, Tani is always so fast at the top of these courses. She's kind of notorious for putting in really big first splits, so she gave up a little bit of time in the bottom half. She was kind of going the wrong direction, so if Marine can hold this together and stay in touch, there's definitely some time to pull back if she can get it. Yeah, this is looking good. It seems like this run is kind of building the more she gets down the course here, and this is exactly what we need to see. I'm going to say, yep, she's getting a little closer here, but still got a second to make up here.
She's just chipping away, 0.9 of a second. She's got a couple of big corners to go. It is anyone's game right now. We saw the time gaps be chewed away in these final 2 splits. So what can Marine Cabarrot do? A couple of steps to go through the Pipo gap, through the famous Val Di Sole sign.
Looked good to me. Went inside there where some of the other riders were going outside. That looked clean and a little bit straighter.
She needs to get on the gas, needs to get on the gas hard. Takes the high entrance to the final corner. That'll give her an extra push to the line. Sprinting over the final gap, Marine Cabarrot to the line. And she goes 0.3 off of Tani Seagrave with a 4:31. Val Di Sole is on track. What can she do here today?
Yeah, it's definitely getting worse up there. I'm very curious to see how Valley's going to do here. She's really had to fight through this weekend, coming off such a big win, winning by over 7 seconds in Leogang at her home track last week. The emotional high, and then to kind of regroup so quick. I'm hearing she's dealing with the flu this weekend, so not feeling good. She also had a crash in her qualifier yesterday and still finished 3 seconds off the lead. So if she can put down a clean run here, we could still see something special. If anybody can fight through hard circumstances, Valley is tough that way, and she doesn't usually lose time at the bottom of courses, so we'll see what happens here.
We'll see what happens here today. You could already see from that Whoop data earlier that she was in the gate. The excitement and anticipation was real with 153 beats a minute to start the run. That is going to spike rapidly coming down through this massive rock lily pad section here. She's into the first split. She's still in touch, only 0.4 back. This is where it starts to get real. This is where that strength comes to play, and hopefully she can calm the farm and bring it home here today.
Yeah, look at that. She's looking really good through there, through those rock slabs. So much aggression and speed.
Oh, hold on to it. Oh, no. She got a bit offline there. Look at how slippery those rocks are. That is like an absolute ice rink. Speaking of spiking heart rate, you can see it's immediately back into the 180s. So close to Val Di Sole's max heart rate. Let's see what happens here, Aaron.
Yeah, she tried to kind of squeeze back over to the left there to find that smoother line and just push the wheel off those slippery rocks. Yeah, she's pushing here. She's definitely got a podium ride going. I think she's sitting about 4th right now. If she crosses the line with this gap, she's got a bit of time she needs to make up if she's going to catch up to 3rd.
And she is visibly charging and on the timesheet as well. She's pulled back a little bit of time. Will it be enough to get back on that podium here today? It may not be enough to knock Tani Seagrave out of the hot seat, but will she get back on that podium with a huge mistake in the rock garden? She comes over the Pipo gap through the Val Di Sole sign. She's got a couple of drops to go. This is where that flu and that lack of strength will come in. Hopefully she can hold on to it. She has calmed down just a little. Valley Hole has one sprint to go with quite a turbulent run, an exciting run. All the way to the line in Val Di Sole. Valentina Hole comes across the line and will hold on to 4th position right now. Max Commensal watches in anticipation. Will his golden girl get back onto the top step of the podium? Time will tell. She's looking fantastic right now.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just nervously watching. I love to see this out of her. She's been through so much with the injuries the last couple of years. To be able to be back on track and doing this on this course.
On this course, on these conditions, with it becoming so gnarly and deteriorating so much, it does not and has not been this difficult in many years. Miriam Nicole is back with authority. She's 1 point back. 1.8 seconds back from Tani Seagrave. Have we seen something magical come out of Tani Seagrave here today? Will we see her back on the top step, or will Miriam Nicole dig into the second half of the circuit here? It is all to play for. 1.8 seconds on a track like the Val Di Sole Black Snake. Miriam Nicole is back and back in fine form. She's 3.3 back. She has made some time up, so has she gauged this perfectly? Will she be playing a negative split and trying to rip that victory out of Tani Seagrave's hands all the way to the line? Goes around the huge rock step. Here we go, Aaron, here we go.
Yeah, she's dug herself a bit of a hole here. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to pull all that time back on Tani, but a podium is to play for, and what a ride from her.
What a ride from Miriam Nicole. She charges her way down. She's got 2 corners to go before the sprint to the finish. This is your final elite woman on track. Miriam Nicole, the return is real. Pom-Pom is back. Sprinting to the line, our second fastest qualifier, Miriam Nicole across the line, and she goes in to 4th position today, which means Tani Seagrave is your Val Di Sole World Cup champion here today. What an incredible run. What a return. What an insane performance from all of our elite women athletes.
Oh, that is so cool to say. Congrats, Tani. What a ride. It's been a while, and this is a girl that has had to fight through so much, including injuries of her own over years and years. A weekend that didn't seem like it was really going her way, but that's what champions do. You can see the experience coming out. You got to be able to win on your worst days, and what a ride. Good effort, girl.
No, I didn't think it was possible today. I was so far behind yesterday. And yeah, I had a lot of work to do, but I haven't turned something like that round in a long time. But I think today we saw Tani, who used to race like this, and yeah, I'm stoked.
Tani Seagrave, your champion here today for round 4. Your fastest 5 women in the world. Your UCI Downhill World Cup. It's been a fantastic performance from all of our elite women's athletes here today. Tani Seagrave takes the win by 0.3 of a second. Monica Hrasnik on to 3rd. Miriam Nicole into 4th. And Valentina Hole holds on to 5th with a massive mistake through the woods. Let's take a look at the sector times to see where she won the race. She claimed the 1st and 2nd sector in classic Tani fashion. It was Monica Hrasnik who got sector 3 and sector 4. And then Marine Cabarrou took out sector 5, but it was Tani Seagrave, that early push, got her across the line to claim the victory here today by the smallest of margins. Let's check out our downhill women's elite standings right now. So with that 5th place today, Valentina Hole still holds on to her championship series lead. Tani Seagrave moves into 2nd place. We can see Lisa Baumann down there in 11th. Gloria Scarzi had a huge year yesterday during qualification, but still holds on to 12th.